Welcome to the channel that updates the most dramatic developments of the most beloved TV series, The Young and the Restless. Here, we not only bring hot details, but also reveal the dark secrets hidden behind every smile and gaze in the luxurious but also conspiratorial world of Genoa City. In today's article, we will bring you to a shocking truth that has just been exposed, a truth that not only changes Amanda's life, but can also blow away an entire powerful family, the truth about the death of Hilary, her twin sister. And the person behind this whole tragedy is none other than Aristotle, a character who seems to only stand in the dark, but possesses the power to manipulate human destiny. It all begins with Amanda's quiet trip to a small suburban town where a stranger meets her and hands her a worn, weathered document. No one could have guessed that the seemingly harmless pile of papers contained a horrifying truth. Hilary's death was not an accident, but the result of an elaborate plot. The document contains a copy of a never-before-seen testimony from an emergency worker who had been threatened into silence for years. In the testimony, the person confirms that on the fateful day, the ambulance's schedule was changed at the last minute, preventing Hilary from getting to the hospital in time. The deeper Amanda digs, the more brutal pieces of the truth become apparent. An internal memo from the hospital system, a deleted email that she recovered with the help of a cybersecurity expert, all lead to a single name, Aristotle. Once a figure closely connected to many medical projects and investments in the healthcare industry in Genoa, Aristotle used his influence to pull strings behind the scenes, causing a medical intervention that should have happened on time to be deliberately delayed. But why? What was his motive? According to the information Amanda gradually uncovered, Aristotle had a bitter feud with a hidden force, a force Hilary had unwittingly been investigating before her death. Hilary was a courageous journalist in her life, not afraid to expose wrongdoing no matter how powerful the subject. In her final days, she was said to have obtained evidence related to Aristotle's financial and medical manipulations. Her sudden death at the time of the special investigative report was no longer a coincidence, in Amanda's new perspective. Amanda could no longer keep this truth to herself. She sought out Lily, her close friend and the only person who could understand the importance of this truth. On a gloomy afternoon, at the Chancellor Winter's office, Amanda broke down and confided everything to Lily. Her tears were not only the pain of losing her twin sister but also the torment of the truth being too cruel. Lily was stunned when she heard those words. She had believed that Hilary's accident was a random tragedy, but now, all her beliefs were turned upside down. And if this was true, then how many other lives had Aristotle intervened without anyone knowing? From that moment on, Amanda was no longer an ordinary lawyer. She became someone with the mission of bringing justice to her sister. But that also means she has to face an enemy who is not only rich but also willing to do anything to cover up the crime. Amanda begins to gather more evidence, secretly tracking Aristotle's financial connections, exploiting witnesses who were silenced in the past. With each passing day, she gets closer to the truth, but also means that her life is increasingly threatened. In another tense plot twist, Amanda discovers a video recorded by a hospital security camera, a video that shows Aristotle appearing in the hospital hallway at the exact moment Hilary was being treated. Not only was he present, but he also had a cryptic conversation with the head of the medical department, who later abruptly resigned. The video was hidden on an encrypted hard drive, but Amanda, with the help of a skilled hacker, was able to recover it all. The images became irrefutable evidence, and now she was one step away from exposing Aristotle to the entire city. However, Aristotle was not one to be taken down lightly. Realizing that he was being followed, he counterattacked by launching a media campaign to smear Amanda's reputation. Fake news articles, edited audio recordings, surprise tax investigations, all were designed to discredit Amanda. But the more she was pushed into a corner, the more resilient she became. Meanwhile, Lily also takes action. She uses her influence in the media to launch an independent investigation. She approaches Devon, who is deeply in love with Hilary, to tell the whole truth and ask for his help in bringing the story to light. Devon, after a period of internal conflict, finally decides to side with Amanda, even though it means confronting forces that could sink his empire. As the investigation progresses, deeper layers of conspiracy are revealed. Aristotle was not only involved in Hilary's death, but also in many other medical malpractice cases. A web of power, interests, and cover-ups is exposed, dragging in many other important figures in the city. Amanda is no longer alone. Beside her are Lily, Devon, and a group of people who were harmed by Aristotle and are now ready to stand up and demand justice. The climax of the story comes when Amanda holds a large-scale press conference, where she presents the whole truth, the irrefutable evidence, and publicly accuses Aristotle of being behind Hilary's death. The whole of Genoa is shocked. Aristotle is arrested immediately after the press conference, while those who covered for him are also investigated one by one. However, the story does not end there. In a surprising twist, Aristotle, before being sentenced, admits that he did not act alone. There is a higher-up who actually ordered Hilary's death, someone who even Aristotle himself is wary of. His final words sow a new doubt in Amanda and Lily's hearts: is there someone else pulling the strings in the dark? As the light gradually illuminates the truth, another darkness begins to spread. Amanda stands at a dangerous, but also determined crossroads. She knows that the journey to get justice for Hilary has only just begun. And Genoa, the city that seems to be glamorous and peaceful, is actually hiding secrets that are more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. We will continue to update and analyze further developments, and join you in finding the final answer to this horrifying case. Don't take your eyes off our channel, where all mysteries are discovered, all untold stories are revealed, and all hot dramas are brought to you in the most realistic and dramatic way.